Hi, and welcome to another edition of Community Magazine. I'm Kim McDonald. On this week's show, we'll learn all about our country in an entertaining kind of way. Some special friends get recognized for their big hearts, and golfers from far and wide take their best shot at $1 million. But to start things off, we'll head on over to the Bishop TJ McCarthy School for Adults in St. Catharines, where Community Magazine reporter Jansen-Brown will educate us.
It's really made me happy, and I think I'm going to make something out of myself.
Wow. 51-year-old Patricia Mathewson of St. Catharines is graduating from high school this June. After all, she is one of 450 adult students who decided to return to the classroom after dropping out. Today, Bishop TJ McCarthy School is for adults only. No one here is under 19, and all are mature students picking up much-needed credits after failing to get their high school diplomas.
Generally speaking, the average student is in their 30s. Unemployed, without a high school diploma, so they're coming back to school to upgrade and to complete their grade 12.
There's a huge rise in the number of adults continuing their education. Peacock says many women left high school years ago to raise families, not thinking of their education. And men deserted school, going to work for their families, not thinking of careers and keeping a steady job. 39-year-old Rick Perrin of St. Catharines is a former dropout. He stayed home working for his mother because his parents separated. Perrin says he's happy to finally get the education that he's wanted for years.
I always felt leery about coming back to school, just for a fact is that I thought, well, you know, after 21 years now, I've forgotten so darn much, and will I be able to do it again? And plus, you know, like, being out that long too, you know, like you kind of lose a little bit of confidence, you know, whether you can do it or not. But like I said, I've been here for the last few months now, and my confidence has built up so much now, and I feel like I have a goal in life, you know, I can help other people too.
And returning is becoming a trend, not only in St. Catharines, but elsewhere in the province. Since 1993, more than 100,000 Ontarians went back to school. Most went back to upgrade their English and computer skills or to pick up their high school diploma. But in Niagara, the need for adult education has increased fivefold. Those 100,000 students have mainly come back because of high unemployment in Ontario. The city of St. Catharines leads the way when it comes to unemployment. It's got the highest rate in this province. The Niagara Social Service Department states that St. Catharines has not only Ontario's but Canada's highest unemployment rate. More than 15% of people in the city are out of work and cannot find jobs. It's news Peacock doesn't like to hear.
If you read what's going on in the next couple of years, I think, Derek, it's going to get worse with General Motors putting in their big layoff in the next year. Unfortunately, the area has become depressed economically, high unemployment, and as I said, people are turning back to the schools in terms of upgrading their skills.
A 1995 survey by Ontario high schools says there are over 600,000 new jobs for high school students who had no diploma. That's 6 jobs for every student who went back this year. That's an alarming stat compared to the mere 16,000 jobs available to those with a high school diploma. The interesting thing about this survey is all those 650,000 jobs are for every high school student in this province, whether grade 9, 10, or 11. The other 16,000 are for grade 12 and 13 graduates who usually go on to post-secondary education. Remember Patricia Mathewson? She is one of 175 graduates leaving McCarthy at the end of this semester. She is also one of 75 students who applied for college.
You know, I'm fighting for my courses and my grades, and, you know, it's hard, you know, but I'm doing it.
On the flip side, roughly 100 McCarthy students do not go on to a post-secondary education.
But I thought, if I've got the chance, why not take my upgrading, get my grade 12, have something behind me. Now, I was scared and I didn't know what I was going to get into, but I'm really happy that I did this, and I'm going to achieve a goal.
There are many people reassessing themselves in terms of what am I going to do. They are unemployed, coming back to school to get at least a minimum of a high school diploma has now become a priority for them.
Actually, no, let's do it more efficiently. Hold on.
Principal Peacock is aware of every student's story. Each is different, and each has a clear purpose for returning.
I didn't like school at that time in my life. And then I went to...
Take 36-year-old Alan Brown's story. Brown never went to high school. He was rebellious when he was younger, messed up with alcohol and drugs. Now he's alcohol and drug-free and promising to graduate.
You know, my mind was open, like I was told once, you know, like your mind's like a parachute, it works better when it's open, you know. And I had a goal, you know, a lot of things is coming to me, you know, I'm getting a lot more self-esteem. I'm a lot prouder now, you know, and this school's taught me a lot of that.
Better person than just...
Another success story is Carolyn O'Connor of St. Catharines. She left school over 20 years ago. A combination of slacking off and thinking life is a party made her quit school in the first place. Now the 38-year-old is pursuing a college career.
It just makes you really comfortable because coming back to school is a nerve-wracking situation. It was really hard for me to actually take the first step to come back because I was scared.
One of the most touching and simple students is Tui, originally from Vietnam. She came to Canada in 1989 to learn English. But before the friendly, safe hallways of McCarthy, she lived 5 years in a refugee camp in Hong Kong. She's here to simply learn the English language.
I don't know, I just want to learn more English. When my English will be improved, I want to go to college.
Peacock says every student is in the same boat. There is little fear of failure, no ridicule for returning, and no one skips classes. In fact, no one at McCarthy is a risk student. Many say the risk alone is learning the new technology and getting away from the old.
English, very big, math, and computers, you're right. English, both oral and written communication skills, is so important in the job force today. Whether you're in retail, you're trying to speak to someone, or if you're doing a report, having appropriate English skills is a necessity. Computers, by all means. The office setting today is so different than the office setting even 10 years ago.
In the past 5 years, the computer age has skyrocketed, turning the office into a vast world of electronic faxes and computer networks. Those who are familiar with the electronic typewriters and telephones are now mind-boggled by the technology. Peacock says the answer is to get students attuned to working in the office of today. The 90s workplace is different and may give them a shot at employment, a shot that they've never had.
Even though we can't promise a student if you come here you'll get a job, if you get out on a job site, get that job experience, all of a sudden you're networking, you've got an employer that knows what you can do, and let's face it, Derek, if you're in the right place at the right time, regardless of age, it may become employable.
Peacock says without expanded programs such as computers and English and continuous involvement with local industries, students may not get the insight to the workforce that they need. He says students not only need a diploma, but they also need the career skills that will market them after graduation. In St. Catharines, Derek Jansen-Brown, Community Magazine.
Every year,